Hello and welcome to this late term taste challenge. We have two blended Scotch whiskeys, both 40% alcohol, 80 proof. One aged 12 years, the Dewar's 12-year aged, distilled under a royal warrant for Queen Elizabeth II, Queen of Great Britain and Northern Ireland and Canada and Australia and New Zealand and Jamaica and Papua New Guinea and the Bahamas and Belize and the Turks and Caicos Islands and the Cook Islands and Gibraltar and all of this. Now, this one is not actually produced under a royal warrant, but it is produced, and it's been on the market since 1967. It's imported Sir Malcolm Royal Club. Now, this is the Royal Club as opposed to the non-Royal Club Sir Malcolm, of which none exist. There's the crest, a crown for the Kingdom of Scotland. There's a shock of wheat because it's going to be using a lot of wheat grain whiskey, more than likely. There is a key to your drinking delight or your drinking dismay. There is a copper pot still, probably producing about 20% of this content, single malt whiskey, the other 80% being flavorless, odorless grain whiskey. And then there's a barrel which is aged in for at least 3 years. A blend of 100% choice Scotch whiskeys, imported and bottled by the Sir, now this is the funny part, the Sir Malcolm Company, Frankfort, Kentucky. You say, I never heard of them. But Frankfort, Kentucky, I've heard. Doesn't Jim Beam have a bottling plant in Frankfort, Kentucky? In fact, they do. And you say, well, golly, isn't Buffalo Trace, the famous Buffalo Trace distillery located in Frankfort, Kentucky? Funny that you brought that up. It does, in fact, exist there. And this is where this is bottled, at Buffalo Trace. But they're not going to put Buffalo Trace on this. This is like $9.99 at Mathern's. I bought it at Mathern's, $9.99. I'm going to look up Total Wine. Product of Scotland, soft and mellow, highest quality. So they're telling you on this label that for only $9.99, you can get the highest quality blended Scotch whiskey. And that is amazing. There's 4 medals that it never won that don't actually exist. But anyway, all right. Now, who started Sir Malcolm? Was it Sazerac? It could have been, because they have, over the years, introduced their own off-the-wall value price brands, let's call them. But much, not, I don't know if it's most of it, but much of their portfolio is acquisitions. They go around acquiring other budget price brands and some struggling brands that maybe are underperforming, such as Southern Comfort, which they bought from Brown Forman, you know, your Old Forester, Jack Daniels people. What, 6 years ago, they paid $500 million for that. $500 million. That's telling you, and that's telling me Southern Comfort ain't no joke. I know it's not my kind of thing either. Liqueurs, you know, they even make 100 proof Southern Comfort. But they got a lot of fans of Southern Comfort, you know. Janis Joplin used to drink it like water. She probably should have drank water. All right. Well, anyway, it exists. I'm going to look it up on Total Wine, see if they sell Sir Malcolm. That's the slowest uploading site I ever saw in my life. It's nothing popping up. Let me search. Usually it'll pop up to not available. Search all stores. Okay. It's not available around here, but let's search all the stores. Oh, they have it in Lafayette, Louisiana, about 100 miles west of me. Almost exactly 100 miles west of me. 106 miles. Okay, 106 miles west. Sir Malcolm, $20.49. Sounds about right. Looks like a big glass bottle instead of plastic for once. We'll see. But let me make the picture bigger. No, it's plastic. PET. What is PET? Polyethylene tetra something. Polypropylene. It's like the soft plastic, whereas Mylar is like that crinkly plastic that you use for shrink wrap. Anyway, let's see. 2049 divided by 1,750 times 750. 878. Yeah, you'll save at least $1 buying the big jug. Now, here is the write-up on it, which Anton says, I am very glad that I am with you again. I'm glad that you are with me watching. Thank you, Anton. Now, here's what they say. And they got it from right off from Sazerac or Buffalo Trace from their sell sheets from the distributor. I don't know who does Central Louisiana distributing. Scotland. Sir Malcolm is chill filtered to remove compounds produced during distillation. The process brings out the golden amber color and mild aromas of grain and spiced honey cake. The dry yet fruity, they should have a comma there, the dry, comma, yet fruity medium. People don't like to use punctuation anymore. They just assume you can figure out what they're saying. The dry yet fruity. See, it should be the dry yet fruity, comma, medium-bodied Scotch has a pleasant melange of dried fruits and spices. Well, wow, all this fancy description for only $20 and a half, less than a half. Chill filtered to remove compounds. The process brings out golden amber color and mild aromas of grain and spice honey cake. The dry yet fruity medium-bodied Scotch has a pleasant melange of dried fruits and spices. Delicate spice, caramel, and balance in the taste. Reviews. Gets 3 stars out of 5. There's only 2 reviews, and they're from over 5 years ago, so I'm not even going to bother reading them. Dewar's 12-year age, a direct descendant of the signature blended Scotch whiskey introduced over a century ago. This whiskey was created by our previous master blender, Tom Aiken, to introduce the first permanent product to our premium blended Scotch whiskey range. Flavors of citrus, dried fruit, and vanilla. Put it in a highball. It was not introduced only like 10 years ago. Okay, Dewar's 12-year was on the market in the 1930s and 40s. I got old advertisements I can find to prove that. Panaming says, hi, Ron. Have you ever tried Costco's blended Scotch whiskey? No, I have not. And I'm trying to avoid private label, whether it's from Trader Joe's, Total Wine & More, CVS Pharmacy, Walmart, Costco, etc. And not that I say those products are bad. Oftentimes, they are much better than you would imagine because usually they're made by big-time companies like Walmart coffee is kind of obviously made by Folgers. I could be wrong, but it seems to taste like Folgers. You can do a taste test and you'll see what I mean. Take Folgers medium blend and Walmart great value medium blend. Yeah. But I think people are more interested, including me, I'm one of those people. They're more interested in trying the mainline brands. I would rather go to Walmart and get the Dimple Pinch, which I was amazed this morning seeing it for $25.99. True story. Everybody else got it $36. I almost bought it. I said, ugh, but I said, no, just wait. You got blended Scotch and everything. But I was tempted, man. No joke. Because the cheapest I'd ever seen it was $32 anywhere. Dimple Pinch from Hague Club. So I said, woof. Now, I would like to try Monkey Shoulder, which they also had, Famous Grouse, and I would like to climb the ladder and get the Dewar's 15-year age, Dewar's 18-year age, the Buchanan's 18-year, the Buchanan's Master, the Buchanan's Red Cap, and all. So I don't mind the cheaper Scotch whiskeys. Most of them are pretty good. I think they're much better than people claim they are. These people making videos talking about how garbage it is. It's funny because then they'll sit there and tell you how they only drank, usually they're really dynamite $80, $90, $120 bottles of Scotch whiskey, which is fine because it's their money. They may as well drink what they want. But then they'll say, well, today I'm going to do Clan Mcgregor. Well, it's like, why are you doing the video? We already know what you're going to say. It's like obvious you're going to hate it. You're going to get all this yuck, 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 nudge, nudge, wink, wink, say no more type of, you're trying to pull those kind of laughter comments out. So, I mean, why make the video? It's like some of these trials, like some world leader gets kicked out of office in a revolution and he goes on trial. Well, you know what the outcome is going to be? The rebels put him on trial. They're going to find him guilty no matter what. So why even have the trial? It's a show trial. And that's what some of these reviews are, a show review. Hey, Jay, good morning, sir, says Bryce Regal. Good morning to you. So we're going to try to stick with the mainline brands just for the general interest. I would like to try Winn-Dixie Scotch, but there's no purpose to it. Not in any real sense. All right. So D12, I got the label D12, Dewar's 12, plastic cap. So $48.99, $20.49, $48.99, $20.49. And that's a pretty big difference. Same size bottle. Over $25 difference. And is it going to be over $25 better? I don't make these prejudgments. I mean, I can make presumptions like, yeah, I would assume, I would hope. But, what I've learned with Sir Malcolm is pretty mild and mellow. And pretty popular in southeastern Louisiana. Straw, amber. Now, I just said Sir Malcolm is popular in southeastern, the Baton Rouge, New Orleans area. Now, you might come back at me and say, yeah, but Louisiana is a drinking state with a football problem. I'll be the first to admit that Louisiana is a drinking state with a football problem. But I'm saying it's popular. Whether that's a good or bad sign, I do not know. But I talked to this girl at Mathern's that was running customer service where they got to buy their liquor because they keep it behind the shelf. They don't want people walking out with it. You know what I mean? They want to guard it. Whereas Walmart, it's not guarded. You just get off the shelf. But Walmart's watching you. You're so stupid. You think you're going to go steal from them. They're watching, and they have detectives. And it's the wealthiest retailer in the United States. And they don't do pleas. They don't drop charges. They take you to court. I mean, nothing's going to really happen to you, but they're going to harass you and let you hate stealing from them so that you'll go buy the other stores that are more lenient. I know somebody that was stealing. I didn't say I like the person. I know who it is. Well, I know who she was. She was running around with these two guys. Who knows what was going on? Something bad, probably. But they were stealing off these trains on the railroad. There's a bridge that goes across from the West Bank to the East Bank, west of New Orleans, the Huey P. Long Bridge. It was opened in 1935. But in the middle of the bridge is, westbound 2 lanes and eastbound 2 lanes. It's been expanded to 3 lanes, east and west. In the middle is the railroad. I remember back under the communists in 1980, I tried the American bourbon whiskey early for the first time. Early times. I was surprised at the taste of Russian moonshine on herbs. So early times tasted like Russian moonshine on herbs? That's interesting. But these wise guys, these knuckleheads, gonna see that train stops a lot, like I don't know, it parks. So they were breaking into these containerized train cars and getting all these televisions and stereos and everything, and they were selling it on the black market. Police didn't know nothing. Police didn't see nothing. Sheriff's office, I mean, didn't see anything. But that ain't how they got caught. It was the Walmart detectives caught them, from what I can understand from the story. They were like, ain't no way y'all stealing from us. And they all got busted, and the woman I'm talking about went to prison or jail. They didn't send her to Hunt Correctional in St. Gabriel, but they sent her to jail in Jefferson Parish, and she was scared. She was in jail about a year. And she was saying, I didn't know they were stealing all of this off the railroad track trains. I just was with them. Oh, you didn't ever wonder why all these brand new televisions and all kind of stereophonic equipment was coming into the apartment and leaving, and then yeah, right, sure, yeah, you didn't know. Oh yeah, early times, right? Very familiar with that. They make 100 proof, a gray label, that cobalt blue label, bottled and bond. Sounds like Metro Waste Group is here. Yeah, they are. And only a day late. Metro Waste Solutions. How about I have a problem with timeliness the last 8 months. Anyway, it's a side story, but it explains Louisiana. You can go to Walmart and buy liquor off the shelf. Just buy it. But if you're a fool and you think you're about to make a bad decision, you need to understand you're being watched. And you're going to get what you deserve. And if you get it, you deserve it. All right. I like your whiskey glasses and somehow think they're almost the same as Azaleel's liquor glass, another YouTuber. Hold on a second. Golly gee. It's one of those, numbers I don't recognize, so I never answer it. Get those once a day. If you answer, they'll say, we have great benefits, or your Social Security has been canceled, that kind of bullcrap. All right. Is Dewar Indian whiskey? No. It's from Scotland. Just like these are both Scottish whiskeys from Scotland. All right. Time to get rolling. It's pale. See, a lot of people listen to this Dawn Busters and the Whiskey Taste Challenges when they drive in it. They do delivery stuff for work, or if they drive into or from work, and they'll listen to it like a radio show. They don't necessarily watch it. I mean, why did they need to see me watch? Why do they need to watch me clink glasses together and sit in front of a computer? They don't. All right. I think already on Aroma, I know. This is pale bread doughy. It's not nasty, though, in the nose. It's not nasty, harsh grain alcohol or abrasive. It's just pale bread dough. But this seems to have more boldness, more richness, more development. But I could be wrong. I could be wrong because Sir Malcolm is a trickster. It is a trickster. It is a trickster. It is a trickster. All right, let's go with the taste. Sweet, sugary, like confectioner's sugar. Not rock candy or sugar water, but confectioner's sugar. You buy it in those bags. It's almost so finely ground that it's like liquid, almost. Bread dough. Almost like a communion wafer. That's what it tastes like. Okay. Or you know what I'm saying? Sacramental bread. Let's go over here. Honey top sourly bread, rich, much deeper oak wood flavor, some smoke. It's like a tunnel of flavor. Clearly the 12-year age Dewars, and that one is clearly the Sir Malcolm. Now, let's get the exact price difference here. I don't feel like figuring out in my head. I could do it. Don't feel like it. Yeah, $28.50. Anton says, smiley face. Which whiskey will you recommend for best taste? You mean of all whiskeys? I don't know. Buchanan's 12, $35, a great one. There was a major traffic accident on Interstate 70 this morning. A Jack Daniels delivery truck overturned. Wow. That's terrible. It's hard to say, really hard to say which whiskey has the best taste. I like some of those Japanese whiskeys. And my friend David was like, they give me a headache. I said, well, they don't give me a headache. The Nikka from the barrel, the Suntory Tokai, the can't remember the other ones. Those were all good. All good. Expensive too. Now, if you want to pay $35, get Buchanan's 12-year. That's a fabulous product. Sir Malcolm is okay. Hey, Ron. Afternoon says, enjoy the decline. Hey, good morning, because it's still morning here, 10:17. White bread dough. Almost like that bagel I had this morning, but without all the sesame seeds and everything on it. Poppy seeds and all it. There's a very rich dough. I think, without any evidence whatsoever, aside from the flavor, I think that the Sir Malcolm Royal Club is probably using a higher percentage of single malt whiskey versus grain alcohol. Now, I don't mean a whole lot, like say 25-75, as opposed to the normal 20-80. You know what I'm saying? What I mean is it's probably 75% grain alcohol, 25% single malt whiskeys, where I think normally you're getting 80% grain spirits, 20% single malt barley whiskey. It's just a feeling I have. It's sweet, but it's not sugary candy cane. You know what I mean? Rock candy sweet. There is some peatiness. You say, peat, what are you talking about? I'm getting that in it. It's a peatiness coming from one of the single malts. Smoke, well, I wouldn't emphasize any kind of smoke on it. But there's definitely a quintessential Scotch flavor. Is it what you would expect for a $20.49 1.75 liter bottle? It is probably better than that, but I wouldn't say much better. Oh yeah, buy it. Heck, if you can get a bottle for $9.99, talking about a regular $7.50, I'd buy it. Well, I did buy it. You know what I mean? I'd buy it again, theoretically. Yeah, it's fine. Is it nasty, horrible, garbage, trash, filth, abrasive, like being pulled across a bed of nails and all that, like these people do in their histrionic, exaggerated videos? Nah. But guess what? Go look, do a YouTube search. There ain't really any videos for Sir Malcolm. If you had $1 for every video review for Sir Malcolm, you wouldn't have too much money. But yeah, it's all right. I got enough for, I think that looks like 2 more taste challenges. Doesn't that look like enough for 2 more? Now, you might be saying, that's not a whole lot of whiskey right there. I know I don't use a lot of whiskey for taste challenges. the critics notwithstanding, you know, you get some people in there, you drink whiskey every morning. Why do you do that? And I'm like, you see how much that is? Does that little bit of liquid seem like a lot to you? Because let me tell you, it ain't. What is the difference between, this is from Akash. Okay, I'll put my glasses on. Although these are really for far away. That's why I'm doing like that. If I do like that, I can't see. What is the difference between Irish whiskey and Scotch whiskey besides their country? You mean THEIR country? Well, that is the difference. There is no other difference. Except in Ireland, they spell whiskey with an E, and in Scotland, they spell it with a KY, no E. But otherwise, there really is no difference. You can make it any way you want. You can make Irish whiskey heavily peated, heavily smoked, or not at all. You can make it all malt, barley, you know, single malt, all grain whiskey, or whatever you want. Same with Scotland. Yeah, there's no other difference. No other difference. And in the United States, whiskey is spelled with or without an E. With an E or without an E. Depends on the brand, depends who you're talking to. If you get early times, no E. Get Jack Daniels, E. If you check U.S. government documents, they never use an E. U.S. government, just look it up. Tax and Trade Bureau, whatever other agency, it'll WHISKY, no E. All right. So in the United States, it's either way you want is correct. When you are not reviewing whiskeys for YouTube and just having a few drinks with your friends, then do you like to have snacks with your drinks like Scotch? So it's panaming. Well, honestly, I never actually drink whiskey when I'm not on YouTube, whether doing a live video like right now or a recorded video. I'm not a whiskey drinker. I drink beer and wine with lunch, like about 2 ounces. So, or coffee. I like to drink coffee. So I really don't drink whiskey. If I'm with my friends, we'll drink beer. And I usually drink a lot of water. I have to be honest. I'm not going to get on here and lie like I'm a big time whiskey drinker. I just never drink it. When I do reviews, I drink it. Now people say, but you do reviews every day, like 365 days a year. Right. It's the only time I drink it. No, I mean, how is White Label from Dewar's? It's okay. It's fine. But when you wonder why the price is kind of low, then you taste it, then you know why it's kind of low. It's a base model. It's all right. I wouldn't be looking to drink it. Tell them to shut their yap. Well, they won't stop because they're hiding behind, you know, their alias. If you have to pick only one between Clan McGregor versus Johnny Walker Red Label, oh, Johnny Walker Red Label would beat it so bad it wouldn't even be close. I like Clan McGregor. I think Clan McGregor is a very good value price blended Scotch whiskey. I like it. I recommend it. And I have 2 full bottles right now ready to roll. But it ain't no Johnny Walker Red Label. No way. Ain't going to happen. Thanks a lot. You're awesome. Thank you. And you're welcome. I appreciate you watching. All right. I mean, let's put things in perspective. Sir Malcolm is fine. I like it. It cannot stand up to Dewar's 12. And I didn't even check to see if I got it right yet, but there's an impossibility that I got it wrong. It's going to say D12. D12, got it. So, I mean, Dewar's 12 is so much better. It's laughable, really. Is it worth $25 more? I suppose it is. It's your money. Now, you say, well, I don't have a lot of money. I'm not good at managing money and so on or whatever. And I got to go with the cheap stuff. So is Sir Malcolm tolerable? What's more than tolerable? Much more than tolerable. So let's say you really can only afford $9.99 a bottle. Regular size bottle. Oh, I think the Sir Malcolm is a winner. Can't go wrong with it. It's good. It's mild, mellow, very pale, sweet, but not overly sweet. Yeah, it's fine. No problem. But don't try to fool yourself. It's not gonna be really good. You start spending $50 and $60, and then you're starting to get into really good quality, like truly good quality products. So yeah, it cannot stand up. It's like Budweiser. I mean, yeah, it's a good beer. I like Budweiser. People say, oh no, they're like a Dracula to a crucifix. No, no, not Budweiser. Don't say it. All right, whatever. I like it. I finished off my 12-pack and I was really enjoying it. I don't live in some fantasy world. I realize Budweiser is a joke compared to KBS. It's no KBS, Kentucky Breakfast Stout. But I mean, think about it. I can get a 12-pack of Budweiser at some stores for $10.99 when they're running a sale, $10.99. That's a 12-pack. You go to Total Wine and More, they got a 4-pack of KBS, a 4-pack, same size bottles for $19.49. All right. So why would you think it's going to be as good? It's like no sensible, reasonable person thinks that. They're not going to even make that comparison. It's like Carlo Rossi wine. I know it's cheap. People tell me, that's cheap. Oh, yeah, I thought it was expensive when it was $13 for that big, huge bottle. Obviously, I know it's cheap. Tastes good, though. Now, is it going to, if I buy Carlo Rossi Cabernet Sauvignon, let's say Cabernet Sauvignon, it's fine. Is it going to be as good as an $80 bottle of Cabernet Sauvignon? Common sense will tell you, obviously not. Obviously not. And if it does, that means you got ripped off and bought an $80 bottle that ain't worth nothing, and that happens. Don't know if it happens in whiskey. It never happened to me. But I mean, there's room for some kind of common sense and perspective. And there is more of that on YouTube these days than there was 10 years ago. There are more people making video reviews for beer, wine, and liquor who do use common sense, who do have a grasp of perspective, who can look at things in an analytical or in a hypothetical way. And that's a good thing. Cheap bottom shelf bourbon versus cheap Scotch. Which one will you win? Will you prefer? Oh, it's a tie. I mean, it's the same. Same price, same enjoyment level. It's the same. I'll go with the Scotch, honestly, because I get that yellow corn grits, cornmeal thing. Just, I'm not really a big corn. I like corn, but I don't know. It's like eating grits. I'd rather go with Scotch. But I mean, yeah, cheap bourbon you can get a whole lot of good cheap bourbon. I gotta admit that. A whole lot of it, like maybe all of it. Sir Malcolm, what are the negatives? Well, there really aren't any. It's way better than most other cheap cut rate Scotch brands. It's got smoothness. It does not have a harsh grain alcohol bite. It's rounded. It's mellow. It's doughy. No, it would not compete with Cuddy Sark, but it could be kind of decent substitute for it. It's nice. I have no complaints about Sir Malcolm. No problem. Got 2 more taste challenges left with it, and then it'll be gone, and that'll be put it to retirement. Very nice, very nice, very nice. Now, Dewar's 12. All right. Clearly, a much better project. Much better project. Yeah. A much better housing project. I'm going to get it right. A much better product. Just more of everything and less of what you don't want, you know? So yeah, okay, all right. Pay the $25 extra and you're going to get a much better product. That's the way I feel about it. So Dewar's 12 is doing well in these taste challenges. Thanks, Ron, for the replies. Cheers. Oh, yes. You're welcome. I like to reply to everybody. So Dewar's 12, your age. It's a winner. It's a winner. It's something that you, if you're serious about trying different Scotch brands and you want to climb the ladder and do better things, yeah, no dispute. It's a much better product. And when you consider what I paid for it, $14.99, people say, "Oh, what a lie!" It seemed like a lie. Like it's got to be a lie, right? It's outrageous. It's an outrageous thing that I got this huge bottle for $14.99. But I'm telling y'all, I did. As crazy as that seems, I'll never forget that morning. I looked in that discount basket, shopping cart, buggy, whatever. People use different terms for that. Shopping cart, basket, buggy, canasta, whatever. I just remember looking like this. It was like almost a cartoon when you do like that. You're like, am I seeing this right? And they had this sticker, $14.99. It was like a Jerry Lewis movie. I was like looking at you like, so I bought it, And then I called my friend David. He rushed out here. He was like, well, he didn't buy me one. I was like, man, I don't know what you drink, I'm tired of buying stuff for people, and then I bring it to them. They're like, I don't like that. I don't do that. So when I bought the Teelings Irish whiskey, which is $38.99. I'm sorry, $38.49 at Total Wine. $38.49 at Total Wine. Mathern's had it yesterday for $14.99. Teeling small batch Irish whiskey, 46 proof. I'm sorry, 86 proof. 43% alcohol. Of course I bought it. Are you crazy? You think I'm not going to buy it? It's $14.99 and everybody else selling it for $38.99. Obviously, I bought it. Now, my friend David might say, why you didn't buy it for me? I was like, you always talking about Irish whiskey has no flavor. You talk about Irish whiskey is no good. So it's really not my job to buy. Now, to be fair, very often he will find great deals for me. And he'll be at Savannah Discount, across the river and say, I found this. What do you want? And I'll say, nah, don't worry about it. He'll get a little aggravated. Like, you don't want that? It's not, I'll say, but I got it already. Or sometimes I'll say, oh yeah, get it. I'll pay you back. No problem. Just depends. But I don't expect if he finds an awesome deal to buy one for me and I pay him back. I don't actually even want him to do that. Because as y'all well know, I got way too much whiskey, rum, brandy, tequila, and mezcal in this house already. All right, that's it. We're closing up. Liquor shortage in North Carolina, says John Walker. Well, ain't no liquor shortage here. Oh, there's a liquor glut, if you want to be honest. All right, well, yeah, a liquor glut, I think. Yes. Okay, thank you for watching this video production.